retreat.
We're back from retreat. You might have noticed that we did miss an ep.
Listen, needs must.
Needs must. Busy weeks. We must crack on with retreat prep. But we are on a high, aren't we, Emily?
Do you know what? I don't know whether you're just more like stable the whole of retreat now, where it's not as like high and low, but it's just more of a like gradual slope up towards a high. Do you know what I mean? It used to be like very stressful. We've had some like
very
big,
like overstimulating sometimes.
Yeah, we've had some big retreats with like big things happening, and like a lot of like getting to the airport abroad and then hiring a car and then going to like a foreign supermarket and like finding everything that you need from the supermarket, which is hard enough in a normal UK supermarket when you don't know where everything's laid out, but like never mind abroad. And then like going to the venue and setting everything up, you know, we used to change like the bedding and stuff, didn't we? Like there was just a lot, whereas now it's a lot smoother.
Yeah, and it's I feel like we're more prepped before as well.
Yeah, and do you know what else was really nice about this one? Just to like, sometimes it's been all on us to guide the group, which is what we still intend to do and we're there for. But actually, like the advice from the other women to other women on this retreat was just like
so nice.
God, it was so nice, wasn't it?
I feel like I've come home enlightened personally from the group.
Yeah, I do.
I feel like I've gained a lot personally, and it's just nice to see the business flow like that. I think it was nice to be there. I think that's what I mean, like a gradual, like just knowing that it was all going to be okay. Yeah,
and it just being like quite calm and like just calm and nice.
Calm and nice, and like the group really led the tone. Like
they did.
We had to keep things moving sometimes because the conversations were literally
they could have
non-stop.
Gone
they could have gone
on and on
all
and
night.
on. And I think like we always say, you know, you need to get your sleep in and just like make sure that you've had like a relaxing time. But actually I think like a lot of peace and like fulfillment can come out of conversations.
Yeah.
So the conversations were like you say, like going like on and on and on and on in the best possible way.
That's what I mean. It was like kind of just in terms of time. We would like actually have to move on to the next thing, but the depth of the conversations, how open everyone was, I think like it's the most...
We've not had that before.
No, we've not had that before, but also I think it comes from us knowing that we've always been able to create this safe space and open space, and it's always been there. Like even in the early retreats, there's something that I think is hard to create, to just go there. Yeah. Like everyone's going to want to open up to us, so it was always there, but I think it's somehow... now it's so effortless for us, and like the guests can feel instantly, like imagine walking into a new house, a new environment with new people, but feeling in the space of 10 minutes calm and supported and relaxed enough to like engage with each other. And I'd say that's exactly what happened.
No, I would.
So something I'm quite proud of. We said we're gonna be proud of our little wins this year, so let's and I think celebrate that.
We need to be able to share them with you more, because sometimes we like sit back and don't want to, like you say, like shout about the wins, but actually like it's actually so powerful to like hear it, isn't it, that I think it does need to be shared, and like we need to tell you how
we've done it,
and how like much has come out of the retreats now compared to where they started, which was still amazing, really. Yeah. I'm thinking like the first one that we did in Spain was so nice, wasn't it? But how much they've changed from then to now is huge as well, isn't it? Yeah. And the first thing I would say is the age range was so different this time.
I was the youngest on the retreat.
Rachel was the youngest. I think the next youngest was 30, and we went right up until late 50s.
So nice though.
And it was like a really lovely group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of everything was relatable to everyone.
Yeah, I think something as well, we can say this for all our retreats, usually the group, it's like matches that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, because we've had, say the ones last year, you would just say that group were meant to be together, and I don't know whether it's a tribe thing that we attract a certain type of person, but you saw it particularly on this retreat because one of the we're going to share our lessons, but one of the ones that I'll start with now is that there's always someone, you're not alone in whatever you're going through, basically. There's someone who's ahead of you who could share their learnings and lessons and how they got through something, but then there's also someone behind you who your story will really help. And I feel like on this retreat it was that so much, wasn't it? It was like everyone helping each other with different things they were going through, and then it kind of gave people a lot of clarity, a lot of answers. And I just think it's in them type of rooms, in them types of conversations where you're gonna find the answers, because you just don't find it in day-to-day life.
No, you don't.
And I think that's where the support in the group came from. Like, we were just kind of sat back.
Yeah.
We always engage, and I think we always get that feedback, don't we? Like, I'm surprised how much you two were involved in the retreat and open and honest, because we share whatever we're trying to navigate at the moment, because it's part of manifesting, isn't it? Speaking it out loud, speaking it into the universe.
And we actually naturally as people can't help it.
No, we're just like, if you're going to be open with us, then of course
we're going to share.
We're going to share.
There's
and like,
nothing
we can
to
help
hide.
if there's anything we can help with, or we've navigated something, or how we'd approach the situation, maybe from people we've met before, we'll share. Yeah. We're not gatekeeping any of this.
No, there's nothing to gatekeep.
Even if you don't come on a retreat, we will try and share the lessons, because this is what I was saying today on our story, which you haven't looked at yet.
No, I haven't.
Treat you later. That we just feel so lucky and blessed to be able to have done this like 12 times. And I
actually think we've missed out a retreat, you know, when we say 12 times.
I think it's 13. That's like good for Halloween.
I think
it's a scary number.
I've got a feeling it's 13.
Well, I hope it is.
So
It's unlucky 13, isn't it? And that wasn't unlucky.
Well, we've been to the lakes 3 times. We've been to Spain 3 times.
6. Yeah.
We've been to Croatia. We went to Wiltshire.
Yeah.
Which I think we missed out. We went to Scarborough for Specsavers.
Yeah, 9.
And then we've been to the French Alps 3 times.
Isn't it 4? Because we doubled up this year and 2 before that.
Well, we doubled up, didn't we?
So 13. So that is 13. And then this was 14?
Yeah, this was 14.
14 retreats.
Yeah.
That is an achievement.
Yeah.
Well done us.
Well done. Well done.
We are really on a high.
So that's 14 long retreats. So like the full retreat experience where guests stay overnight for like 2 or 3 nights.
So we did work out it was 123 women, but if we've got our amount of retreats wrong, it might be more than that. And that's the amount of people that have joined us for a full retreat experience. So the proof is in the pudding. And I think a lot of the ladies, if they were sat around this table with us now, would tell you to do it once in your life. I feel like that was a mutual thing that everyone was saying. A lot of them have come back, but
I don't know whether I would say do it once in your life. I think the first step is to go and do it once, absolutely. But I think there's something in like your continued development of checking in like annually. Yeah. If not coming twice in a year.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's what we say we've gained the most from.
Yeah, but it sounds like we're like
buy 2 retreats.
Yeah, keep coming to us, and it's not that we're saying that, but I think, you know, we prioritise work so much as humans. It's like work, you know,
or
you
family.
have to go to work to be able to live and be able to like fuel your life. But actually, like, you personally, we were speaking about this before, sometimes put yourself at the bottom of the pile, but you don't deserve to be at the bottom of the pile. Like, for you to be able to go to work and deal with everything that's going on in your life, whether it is like family issues, health issues, work issues, friendships, relationships, this kind of weekend that we've had really helps unpack everything and put everything in like into perspective.
Yeah.
And I think there's nothing that makes you feel more refreshed than that, really.
No, and nothing else will push you further along towards whatever you're looking to do. I think than self-investment. I feel like if we're buying material things or holidays, that is amazing. And you deserve that break and you deserve that treat. But it's like, where does your self-development come into that to get you more of that kind of luxuries in life? I think if you're not working on yourself or having clarity on where you're at now, you're less likely to keep moving forward and striving for more. So I think one for us was making bolder moves. One of the ladies who joined us, she was like really empowering, really well spoken.
She was just brilliant to listen to. Like,
she really could.
Jaw
in the room.
on the floor, like, wow, I'm
in
obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Like, She
so
was
even
brilliant.
for us, we are inspired by the people who come on our retreat.
No, she was honestly like another level of like confidence and so self-assured, which whether she felt it inside or not, I don't know, but the way like she could like portray that, it was just, and she never says like.
I know, we need to work on that.
Need to do that. Anyway,
but
she was amazing.
We're not as posh, but we are. I think we could maybe fit into our, when we start vlogging again, we could go for elocution lessons.
Maybe.
That's something I've wanted to do for years.
Okay, well, we'll do that. She was like really, she was really, really, really confident, and just, she was so amazing to listen to, wasn't she? And you just believe everything that she was telling you. And I genuinely think she's been on her own like self-development journey, but she's also decided that the life that she was in wasn't for her anymore, so she changed her life.
Yeah, she fully pivoted her life and has been on her own manifestation journey, and then came on our retreat to kind of revel in more of the good stuff that she loves. And I think that is so important, because that's what I would say I do, even though it's our job. Whenever I can do similar things that aren't mine, I can see the value in it, and I'd pay for it and I'd go to it. It's not like, oh, I only want to do mine. I think she was looking at the listing on the website and was thinking, that's a bit of everything I love, and manifestation and self-worth, self-development has got me to such a great point in my life. Let's spend another weekend in it. And I think that kind of links to what we were saying about coming on retreat again. One of the ladies who joined us, this is their third retreat with us. In the space of 2 years, and when she first came on her first ever retreat,
in the space of 1 year.
Oh yeah, in the space of 1 year, she couldn't even relax in the meditation, was giggling, openly said on this retreat that she just didn't get it. She didn't get the whole concept. So if you're someone watching this and you're kind of into your wellness, meditation, Pilates, you'd probably find it easier than she did on her first one.
They're a rarity, the two that we're speaking about, because they come together.
Yeah.
Which is rare, because you don't usually have a friend that you can be so open with.
Yeah.
But the way that their friendship works, it's not like a close childhood friend or anything like that. They're more like friends through later life.
Yeah, so and they're business partners, so like us, like our relationship.
Yeah, and I think to keep a business going well, you have to be open with each other to be able to like understand the highs and the lows, or like how the productivity flow is going, because obviously if someone's going through something, then they might need you to pick up like the other % of what they do. And I think it's so good for them as that friendship to be able to come together, but also like for their business, it's just so nice. But yeah, it was funny, like the difference in that dynamic then compared to now is
changed.
Yeah,
I was so proud. Like, we give them a hug when they left. Obviously we hug everyone, we hug us, and a couple of ladies were quite emotional really, but seeing the change in them and how much they genuinely feel like the retreats have changed their entire life and outlook on everything is really amazing. It really sent shivers down my spine. And I just think you never know unless you try. And not just a retreat, just being a bit more open-minded to the idea of attracting a bit more wellness into your life is something we'd highly recommend, because the change in them two on their third retreat is crazy. And I would bet that we will meet a lot of our retreat guests again, not just from that retreat, just over the years. I think when we do our events and meet up, you can tell a lot of them are thinking, oh, it's on the list for maybe a year's time or something. I don't know what I'd do without them now. Like, that kind of check-in.
I know.
If I had to go forever without another retreat, I'd be so
I would like another one before our next one. But we just don't know whether that's going to be possible with the way that next year is looking. But I would really, really like one.
I think I'd love to do some kind of like one night, or maybe 2 nights again. Something maybe, I don't know.
I have got the place in mind.
Okay, let's discuss
after this and see if it comes off, and if it does, then I'll let you know if it was the right place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so nice, isn't it, to be able to come back and reflect with only positives.
Yeah, it was so positive, and I think what was clear for us, we laugh about it and we'll be open and say, when we started this business, it was Emily as a yoga teacher, me as a fitness instructor, basically, wanting to do a retreat, and we wanted to put wellness, and you were always kind of into the moon and stuff like that. We wanted to kind of put this spiritual side, and I'm super productive, aren't I? I think that was the side I loved, like building a healthy routine and stuff like that. Somehow it's all come together. It's got this magical spiritual side, but a really practical, solid way of improving everybody's lives. And I think we stand back and watch it unfold, and we give everyone a guided book. It's like a full-on journey you'll go through. And I think even we are just thinking, wow, this has come together and worked so well. It's really powerful. So
No, I agree.
we do implement all areas of manifestation, but also self-worth and just building a life that you love. So all them elements have come together now, and the retreats just flow amazingly. So
it's so nice.
It's really, really good. And if you're listening to this, I'm going to go straight in to tell you that the same retreat as we've just been on is live for October. So you can come with us next October for that exact experience. And you can also join us in the French Alps now. We've just had a sale, haven't we?
We have, just now as we're sat here.
Just now as we're sat here, and someone from America is booked that retreat. So that one will fill up fast, it always does. So it means, I think we've only got like 6 spaces on the French Alps. We only launched them on, 3 days ago, because it depends when you're listening to this. So I thought I'd just get that in there before we deep dive into the other things, because they're the 2 retreats. Like, everyone's been saying more. There's some more.
Yeah.
And you can see exactly them too on the page, because we've done them retreats.
Yeah.
So at least you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And we'd like to see some of you there.
We would. So share with me your notes.
My notes. So I made a few notes, and I tried to keep on it whilst I was on the retreat, because I do feel really enlightened by this retreat, to be honest.
No, I don't.
So we have put them on the Instagram as a post as well, so I really recommend going and saving that post. But I picked out the main things that I got from it. Obviously, one of the ones was how everyone shared same journeys at different times. Love that. We briefly discussed them about making bolder moves. I think that's the main one for us, wasn't it? We've been at a pivotal time in the business where a lot has changed, and we've really streamlined a lot of things. But when you're a business owner, it's kind of weighing risk over reward, and we've never been scared of risks, have we? We've always went for it. But I think now it's been a time where it's being pull back a little bit and just slow things down, which we're still going to do, but I think it's time for a few more bolder moves in there as well, because it does make you think. The quote that I wrote in my notes is literally be bolder, you literally get one life. And I think we've built this business up so far, so to stop on them big moves now is a no for me. So I think if you're thinking about your life, I think all of us can be a bit bolder with our intentions. I feel like it's being bold with all aspects of life. I love seeing them TikToks where it's love freely, love unconditionally, really throw yourself into everything you do, and I just think it's a nice thing to come away with. But there was money was a topic on there, so
I wondered if that would be a highlight bit for you, because it was really interesting listening to how women invest their money and what they use, what websites and what tools they use to invest. And I think we've never really openly had that discussion on a retreat before.
No, we have between us, but never really on a retreat.
Yeah, and we went to an event last year, and actually sadly I don't think it's on this year.
No.
Which is really sad, because it was a women's only event, and we would have loved that this year, wouldn't we? Had much more of a understanding of that and how it would benefit us. But I think it's a shame it's not on, and I think the reason it's not on is probably because it's not been funded.
I know, this is the thing. So I think it's an event that's not being funded this year, and that's why with our community we try and cover a lot of bases, and it is exciting for the future because we're not scared of looking into new things. And I think investing your money and becoming aware of your finances is something that it's just not spoken about. And I think that's the idea. That was one of the other points about sitting in rooms with women specifically that know more than you, and I think it's hard to do, hard to find them tables, hard to find them rooms, and sometimes it's like hush hush, shush shush, like don't be too bold, don't be too confident, don't speak about money. And I think it's time now where we're growing up in a world where it is more equal with money, like with people's partners and stuff like that. So if you're not in them conversations like a lot of men are, then you're losing out. So I think we are part of the mission to have them conversations flowing. So it is a shame that event's not on, because we would like to do more.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the idea. We were having conversations over the dinner of like what funds, stocks and shares, how much of your money to save, just things that are a bit taboo.
Yeah.
That aren't taboo on our retreats.
No, it's weird because it does not feel...
It didn't feel taboo at all.
No.
And I think you've got to look at your life, you've got to look at your circle. How much are the people you're surrounding yourself with open about speaking things like that? Are they even aware, like, or is it just pointless conversation? You know what I mean? It's good to have pointless conversation sometimes, but if all you're consuming is kind of conversation with not that much depth, or how much it will benefit your life, you've got to get a little bit in there of thinking about your futures, and you and your girls sitting down having a mark, but also thinking, what are we doing to
it's difficult,
be secure in our future?
It is difficult with friendships because you actually don't have that much time.
Yeah, you're catching up
with friends that you want to have these like almost heavy conversations, and also a lot of friends might not be in the same kind of position to be having investments, you know, like being able to even think about putting any kind of money away apart from like for their pension or whatever. That I think it's difficult to have these conversations, but sometimes you don't realise how much you need it until you're having it.
Yeah, and I think even in that case, it's doing it in a tasteful way. We're not saying it like bull in a china shop vibes, but
no.
I think it's like whatever situation you're in, you've got to be aware of
your finances. I just don't think it's like often prioritised in a friendship group. It's more like, so who have you been dating? Like, how's your house reno going?
Which is very needed.
How's the wedding planning going? Like, there's so much different stuff going on that it just doesn't ever really come round to that. But actually, the conversation was so nice, wasn't it? It was like, right, everyone, you need this app, and we won't gatekeep, but we're also not the ones to be like spreading this info. Yeah. But we know someone who is. So hopefully we'll have a lot coming up with her in the new year, because that's what I am manifesting. We've got a few little collabs I think I'm manifesting for the new year.
Yeah, I think we have built this community and it connects with a lot of helpful things for anyone as a woman.
Yeah.
As a woman. So that's our focus this year, is implementing a lot more of that. But that was really interesting, and it does light me up, that type of thing, because I've always worked in like male dominated jobs, that I am aware of sometimes. I remember years ago going to expo event, which is like where you go round, and I was actually like the guy I work for, I was literally his right hand girl, so quite high up, you know. And I remember getting completely dismissed in a hi. They said hi to the two men and didn't even say hi to me. And I just think that can sometimes happen if people are working in these fields. So I think,
wow, that's awful.
We've got to get some revenge back by doing the work on our own, so because it actually does happen.
That's really awful.
I know.
Did you say hello?
Yeah, I did. Hello. But I just think it was literally it's
Molly's like, who's here?
She's like, are you speaking to me? She's like, did someone ignore my home? I hope not. It did happen, Barley, and I'm really resentful.
No, her face is so small.
So cute. She's literally looking at us like, oh.
But no, I honestly can't tell you how. I don't even think I can put the weekend into words. I need more time to like think about how much I can actually like say happened, because it was just like, it really was a great weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just so nice, and I feel like there's so many routines on the retreat that people will take with them. That's what we always say. We say, when you arrive, what are you wanting to get out of the retreat? Why are you here? And I suppose we open the conversation straight away, don't we? So the floor is yours.
Sometimes, you know, it comes to like the journal, and we often share every time we share what we've put in the journal. I think it just helps us understand a bit clearer like what's going on in each other's mind that day or like at that time, and probably if we look back on journals we'd be like, wow, do you remember feeling this? Or like, do you remember this being a thing? Whereas sometimes we'll say to people like in the group on retreat, like, does anyone want to share? And everyone's like, no, like not today, not for me, which I totally understand and like respect, like that's absolutely fine. But this group were like, yeah. And then it'd be like, so and so, this is how I'm feeling today, and you know, these thoughts have come up, and I'm just like in a really bad cycle. And then someone else will go, same, you know, I've been there, and this is how I dealt with it, and this is what I did, you know, moving forward. And then someone else will go, my friend was in that, and this is what she did. And then it go on to the next person, someone will go, I know someone who's been through the exact same. So this is why the conversation kept going on and on and on. It wasn't that it was like, there was no kind of like gossipy conversation. It was just so helpful and so interesting and like empowering conversation, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I've noticed though from the retreats, you often find maybe one guest opens straight away, and I think that's what happened on this retreat. We did our intros, and like one guest was like, listen, this is my situation, and I feel like this is what we're in. And she was quite emotional, but I think that really broke down any barriers, because not that it's always emotional, it's not, and it can get your emotions at strange times. Like you might feel super calm, and then you're thinking about something else and you just feel a bit emotional. But she did anyway, and I think how much everyone else respected that for just going like, listen, this is what I want to get out of it. And I think everyone can go, I know why she's here, like I wonder if I can help her, or I wonder if I can be some support. So it really gives you an opportunity to see yourself, your good traits for who you are. Like, we get a lot of empaths on the retreat, and people really show up for each other, which is so nice to see. But I think it's more you do get a break, don't you? I think they watched a movie together, had a sound bath, we went out for a walk. The sun always comes through. Emily's mum said it's really good, but I don't like when the sun shines through and it's literally gleaming on Emily's face now. It is quite gorgeous though.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, Karen. She's glowing like an angel. She looks gorgeous. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? What was I literally just saying then? The sun's distracted me.
I think the empath element is big there though, because I think what happened this time is because everyone was of more of a similar age where we're really in the swing of adulthood. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's no like, just tapping into adulthood. It was like with, you know, everyone's fully in there and everyone's got big things going on. And I think that was, for this group in particular, there was no smaller circles. Yeah. It was like every single person knows what's going on in everyone's life. Yeah. Or whatever they wanted to share, which was probably a lot. Yeah. Whereas like when we do them normally, it'd be like, oh, there's two best friends there from that room, and then them two get on really well, and then there's a group of four there. Yeah,
it was really like spread out, wasn't it?
Which is still really nice when there's little groups. There's definitely like pros and cons to both, but I think we've never had that experience before where everyone's like so equal in terms of like knowing everything, and no one had been like kept in the dark because they'd taken themselves off for just like one-on-one time with like their friends kind of thing. Yeah. So it was, that side of it was really nice because everyone had a lot to say about everyone's like personal dynamics.
Yeah. I think as well at that time, like as you do maybe get a little bit older, you are more open to sharing, maybe.
Open to sharing, and also like what I mean is like in the full swing of like adult life is that things do happen. So there was no one there that was like late teens, early 20s, which we normally have and love.
Yeah, we normally have a lot.
So that's not me saying that wouldn't be preferable, because any age is preferable. But at that point you're navigating the start of how is this going to look ahead, whereas a lot of the women that we had this time, maybe things hadn't gone as they were hoping it had gone in their life. So then that's when it was like, okay, time to stop, pause, reflect, pick up the pieces and start again. Yeah. And I think everyone could relate to that.
Yeah, and I think it's normal to have things going on in your life. It's just when you're in it, you feel alone. But like when you come into these situations, you realise, and I think that's something that helps us now as things have happened, because we've had certain things happen.
God, it's helped so much.
It builds up your resilience, because you're like, you just know in yourself, it's not gonna last forever. You can change. You're the only one who can control you in a situation. You can't always control other people or external factors or situations, but you have control over how you react, how you respond, how you navigate situations. And I think it really has helped me with when anything goes wrong or I do feel a little bit down in the dumps, how long I stay in that.
Yeah.
And it's just built up my resilience, because the different stories that you hear, and it just widens your view of the whole world.
No, it does.
Helps you in any situation.
It really does. And it's so nice to hear that you really take on people's advice, and you, even if it's not relevant,
I really do.
Like maybe it's not relevant to you right now, but it's stored so that
when
when
it goes in the box.
Yeah,
it goes
and
in
then
the
like you
toolbox,
might
you can
hear
use
someone be like, oh, you know, this has gone on, and you'd be like, well, back when I did that retreat, this is the advice I heard, and it was so good that I remember. And it's kind of like that. Like, it's just like feeding like your knowledge of life, and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And I think our mums find it so interesting as well, don't
we
they?
do.
Like,
I was speaking to my mum on the way back, and she was saying, we were actually having an open conversation. Even it makes you more open in that way, doesn't it? And I was saying, she was telling me about, because she obviously had kids when she was younger, and they didn't have the money, like they wouldn't have had the money to book retreats, or obviously I've lived a different life than my mum has, but my mum still like went to work in the evenings and stuff like that. And she was just saying, when she's listening to conversation, she was thinking, oh, you know, like younger me probably did need a retreat at some time. That's actually what she said. It's just something they never would have knew was a thing. They wouldn't have had the freedom or the finances really. So we're also lucky and blessed to even be able to do like what we do. But yeah, it was just interesting to hear her say that she does see
the benefit
of it, the value in it, and how I think, because in normal life, so until you step away from a retreat, even for us and even for our guests, we tell them as soon as they get there and when they leave, just remember that life moves very quick.
Yeah.
And you're back in normal life before you know it. But everything's busy. Like my days in this house even go so quick. Sometimes I'm just chasing my own tail. But when you're on retreat, you're in this setting with nowhere else to be. We absolutely look after every single detail, all your food, all your exercise, your plan for the day, what you're going to be doing. So there's no busyness with where you need to be or what you need to do. So you're kind of at that time where you sat with your thoughts, like digesting everything, or even just getting a bit of a reset and a break. And I just think it's very rare in normal life to get that, unless you consciously make a situation for you to do that. And I think other than a retreat, I can't think of many where you do all them things as one. Like you realign with how you're feeling, your goals, your clarity, you rest, and then you also get like a little break of enjoyment. I just can't think of much else where you get to do them things. So I think she was obviously looking at it thinking like, I would have loved that. Like that just didn't exist. So it's
one
really,
thing
really nice.
that is like interesting to us as like the like owners, but also like we facilitate the retreat, so like we're actually there hosting, and I think the one thing that I find difficult is the itinerary, because we have to do the itinerary before we go, but sometimes you need the itinerary to be as full as it was this weekend, where actually I think if we didn't have the itinerary, and we never ever want to skip anything that's on it, once it's written down, we tick every single thing off, because you never know who's looking forward to doing one of the activities, so we would never not do it all. But actually there's at least one that we could have been like, we need to give you some more free time for this, because when they were having their free time, they were still having these conversations that were almost like a workshop. Yeah,
in itself.
They weren't just having like, oh, I'm going to go and have a nap, or I'm going to go and have a 2-hour bath, or I'm going to go on a walk on my own, or there was none of that really, was there? Don't get me wrong, there was time to like have a little nap if you wanted to, but I don't think there was you weren't having a more than 40-minute nap.
No, we jam-packed the itinerary.
It was jam-packed.
And the conversation was full-flowing.
Which I'm so glad about, which is probably why it was so fulfilling, because it was like, on to next, and it was never oh God, I've got to do this. It was like, right guys, like regroup.
This
is what we're focusing on this time, and it was really, really good, but it's hard for us as hosts to know how much needs to go in
how
there.
much time,
because obviously if it's not as much of an open group, then we could have probably put another activity in there, but there was just no way.
That's why we do put like a lot in there. So maybe you're listening to this and you've been considering it for a while. There is enough on there for you to have a lovely, amazing time.
Oh my God,
just in the activities. So like you'll get up, you'll journal, you'll meditate, you'll do a session, either Pilates, yoga bar, something like that.
Yeah.
Then we'll have breakfast. Then we'll have, it's an outdoor hike. When we go to the Alps, we go to the lake. So it's a day out, absolutely amazing. Come back for lunch, and then we always do something in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Dinner, and then usually something else. So strip away any of the incredible conversations you're definitely going to have. When you strip back to the itinerary, you will have an amazing wellness day filled with everything wellness. It just does have that extra element of being around women and getting to connect with people that you might not have in your life.
Yeah.
Like how many of us, I don't know, I feel like I've met so many friends doing this job, and all the people on retreat I would count them as friends.
No,
like,
I would.
They're just so genuine, so nice. So I can't think of anyone that I'd go, oh, couldn't sit and have dinner with them. So
no.
How nice is that, really?
No, it's so nice. What would you do with your free time if you were on the retreat?
Do you know what's weird? I feel like I am extroverted as I've got older. Well, saying that, I've been on a retreat, haven't I? And I can say from the other side, so that's why I found going on a retreat really interesting. It went so quick, and it was, obviously I was doing a lot of learning, so it was a lot of learning in the classroom for probably majority of the day. But even in that free time, like, you do end up chatting to other people, and you like the idea of sitting and reading your book, but you're so in like the discussions and where everyone else is that you do tend to be drawn to other people. But when I think of our retreats, there is actually time, if you wanted to have a nap or a bath or go in the hot tub, and people have done that in times, especially in the French Alps because it's longer.
The French
I think
Alps
I'd have a bit more
different.
time on my own then, but if I was on this retreat, I think I would be engaging with the group. I think if I was in the French Alps, I would have little moments to myself, but I feel like you see that in the French Alps, don't you? Because the house, the chalet is like got like different outdoor bits where people can sit, and you're in the mountains, so people just have little moments to themselves. But my answer is, I think I'd be in the group a lot of the time, but if I was in the Alps, I think I would have a little moment to myself. Because it can be a lot as well. It can be
a lot.
If you're not used to people, you're with people a lot of your day, but I think I'd get FOMO.
I think it's
I
different.
know where you'd be.
I know, I'd probably be in the bath. I think it's different though in the Alps, and there was a lot, I don't know if you remember, but a lot of the guests went and had a little Aperol down the hill.
Gorgeous.
In the little village.
I'm really excited to go again.
No, I am. I'm really, and we get a full week there again.
I think we're going to book something for after this time, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's needed.
A spa day or something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've got it set in my mind.
Well, it will be, post-wedding treats.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
It really will.
It'll be really nice. So
Really nice.
maybe we'll have to get Adam over to enjoy the spa with us. It'll be like, my new wife's been gone for a week.
Oh, where's she gone? Where's the wifey?
So maybe we'll have to consider that as well.
No, I know.
Maybe,
I know another one that we can discuss before we round off. It's probably the last one out of all things. Boundaries was a big one.
Boundaries is a really big one, actually. I think this goes back to when I was saying, how much we prioritise other things, but we never prioritise ourselves. We're never top of the pile when we should be, really.
Yeah, you've ingrained that in me today. I'm taking that away with me today.
Yeah, you should be putting yourself as a priority.
But isn't this a good example to show how we're still... we haven't nailed all these things, but we're more aware than we ever have been.
Yeah, I just think it's so... Anything in life, we're quick to say, oh yeah, I'll book you in on the 23rd of November because every other weekend is full. But actually you need to think, okay, well, the 23rd of November is my only Sunday off all month. So actually I am free that day, but I need to have a day for myself.
Yeah.
And we never ever do that. And all of our gorgeous, inspiring, busy women, guests, all fill their diary up before filling their own self up. And I think this is just a reminder to put yourself first, and actually it's okay to be like, oh no, I can't that day. You don't need to say, oh, I'm going here, here and here. I can't that day. It's none of your business if I'm having
Yeah,
a bath
no
or
one
washing my
needs to
hair
know.
or lying in bed watching that series that I want to watch. Like, I'm busy.
And that fills my cup up. But we
Yeah.
even talk about boundaries with family,
Yeah.
friends, like work, like boundaries applies to so much, but it's the same idea.
Family's a big one.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are like hesitant to speak about family because we're so lucky that we've both got amazing families.
Yeah.
But we do know people that are close to us that haven't got amazing families and like really struggle with the family dynamic. So we can see it from that point of view, and obviously anything that we've learned and heard over our whole time of doing these retreats. But it's difficult for us to say personally.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're actually in a bit of a better space now that we've heard so many different views.
But it makes you more open-minded as well, because I feel like from that side, when you do retreats, it does make you a kinder person, a more open person. Like, I don't ever meet anyone now without considering like what you might be going through without you knowing, and I think it's just something you don't know. And I think it's kind of conversation I can't really like tolerate as well anymore, because I think the more I learn about people, I just think, wow, you really just don't know what people are navigating through their lives.
No,
so
especially social media. And like we always say, oh, it's only a highlights reel, but it really is, because who's putting the negatives on social media when they're not being paid to put it on social media? We're only putting happy memories on there. We're not going to put the sad ones. Like, I wasn't posting when I was like sad in the depths of breakup. Like, you're not posting that because it doesn't benefit me personally to post that. So I think just a reminder, like, to stay in your own lane and like look after yourself, because you really like, you can't judge because you don't know what's going on.
No, and like it doesn't matter. Like, you've just got to have an awareness that people are going through all different things, and it's really opened my eyes. But I think there's so much space for kindness always, being someone that people can come to, for just someone to listen and to be positive, to be around is so much, because they that's a huge part of the retreat. People go home thinking like, I can't believe I found like my people who are so positive, like no matter what situation that they're in. And well, the last one from the notes is the sign that we already had, but I think it was so present on this retreat again, is that you're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be, where you're meant to be. And I think our retreats are all about speaking into existence what you want out of your future, what you need to navigate right now, because we believe that the universe is listening and we've seen the effects of it. I think we've been able to manifest what we could only have dreamed of 3 years ago. So I think that's sometimes where we pause and think, we started this retreat as just like a nice thing to do, and now it's a job and a dream. So you've got to trust the process, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here.
No, very true. Very true. But thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
And we hope to see you on our retreats next year. We're looking at our 2026 calendar now, so someone at the door.
So it's a good time to go.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.